I'm Patrick Bailey with whiteboardcoder.com. Today is October 19th, 2017. And in this video, I'm going to go over the install I did for an ESXi version 6.50 on my server here. I had to kind of redo the entry because I was originally going to install 650A, but as a result of things, and you'll see in this video, I had to do a lot of different little things. I ended up being forced to kind of get the latest. It was a little bit simpler. And so rather than 650A, I got 650 Express Patch 4, and then you can see build 6755. And so here's what I have right now, 6765. Anyway, so this video is going to go over how to install ESXi 6.50 on this older server box, this white box really. Okay, first a little bit of background. So I already have an ESXi server running downstairs, and it's version, I think, 5.5. And the server, the hardware on it's about 8 or 9 years old. In fact, I'm showing you right here the main motherboard on it is a Gigabyte GAEP45DS3L, which I think is about 8 or 9 years old, or maybe even 10. I've had it for quite some time. It's only got 16 gigs of memory maxed out, so it's kind of an old thing. And I've used it a lot with a lot of tiny little virtual machines on there to do a lot of tests over the years, a little analysis. And so it's proven pretty good for what I've used it for, just for testing. But this is going to be its last hurrah. So my plan is I'm going to install 6.5.0A, get it up to more up to date, put that on a new hard drive on there, and then probably rebuild some of my images on there. But even though I'll probably keep this a couple more years, my plan is I'll still use it, but this is probably my last ESXi server. My plan is hopefully anywhere from 4 to 12 months from now, when I get a little bit of extra cash, I'm probably going to go build a big server with a whole new build and probably go away from ESXi. I'm not sure where I'm going to go, but it's probably going to be some Ubuntu base. I'm still debating on what to do. I'll still be doing virtual machines, but I'm going to be doing something else. More than likely trying to install some kind of small OpenStack. But we'll see. I'm not there yet. But in the meantime, I kind of need this. And I'd like to get it one last fix. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to install 6.5.0A on this box. Okay, so head over to this page. Here's the URL, and I'll put this in the show notes. But here's where you go to download ESXi. So once you get there, just click on Download Now. Now this will require an account with VMware. So you don't have one, go create one. But I'll just enter one in that I have. And then log in. Okay, once you log in, you'll see down here, it should move you to the license and download. And you'll see this license key. So there's the VMware vSphere Hypervisor 6 license, and there's your license key. Now this is free, but that's your license key, so that's what they give you. Now scroll down a little bit, and you can go manually download. So I'm going to manually download the ISO, and then I'm going to burn it to a CD. So in my case, I'm just going to click manually download, and let her download. Okay, once it's done, just click on here and show in folder. And in my case, I'm on Windows 10, so all you got to really do is, where are you? Date modified. There it is. Just right click on here and click on burn disk image if you want to burn a CD, which is what I want to do. Otherwise, it is an ISO. And in my case, I just verify the disk, put a CD in, and then click burn. Now, I've already burned my own, so I'm all ready to go. That's all you do to download and burn it. Now also make note of that license key you have, because you're going to need to use that. Even though it's a free thing, you have to actually put the license key in, so it doesn't, I think it stops after 60 days if you don't put the license key in. But with that, let me go to actually installing it. Okay, first thing I want to show, even though this is a very old computer, I just want to go over the BIOS a little tiny bit. Because you need to have virtual technology flipped on for this to work properly. I think you might be able to do 32-bit, but it's not even worth your time. So in this case, and I think more modern chips, you have to buy a chip that actually has VTX as a property on it. But that's for any fancy chip you're going to buy, it should have that. I mean, you can buy chips without VTX, but in this case, once you have it, you have to go into a BIOS. And every BIOS is a little different, but in this case, we can go down here and see virtualization technology. Somewhere in your BIOS should be VTX or virtualization technology, and you just need to make sure it's enabled. I recently bought a new laptop and I didn't have to do anything. It's already enabled. I would imagine most of the newer stuff's already enabled, but if you're having issues, that's something you might want to look at and make sure that the VTX, that your chip actually has VTX and actually that it is enabled. Okay, so I just put the disk in and let me see if it will boot up properly. So let me hit escape here on this other guy. Yeah, without saving in my case. And let's see what I can see as it thinks. And are you stuck? I think it's stuck. Okay, let me stop that and see what I can figure out. Okay, I had a little issue before, and it turns out it was in my BIOS. So if I go back to my BIOS, the problem I had, and I fixed it already, was my first boot drive was my hard disk and not my CD-ROM. So now I fixed that. So now my first boot drive should be the CD-ROM and not the hard disk. Otherwise, I was getting some issues with that. And now that's correct. Let me save this in the BIOS. Save and exit, yes. Okay, and there we are, booting from the CD. There we go. So we got this pop up. So I just choose ESXi 6.5 and just click enter to start installing. Oh, looks like I got this problem. No network adapters detected. But I should have one in there. So let me just hit enter to reboot and see what I get. Are you sure you want to cancel installation? No, I don't want to cancel installation. Okay, looks like I have a network adapter issue. Okay. Let me go back and see what I can figure out here. Okay, it can never be easy, can it? But I ran across this page. It'll hopefully fix my issue. Basically, I don't have the drivers for my specific NIC. So what this guy suggests is when you get to this point, it says enter reboot, there's actually some stuff you can do. Oh, let me see. Did I go down too far? Yeah. Okay, when you get here, you can actually click press down Alt and F1, and you actually get this login. So you can actually log in as root right now and not use a password. And then it suggests running this command, lspci-v, and then pipe it out to grep. Got too many keyboards right now. Class 200. -B1. Okay, and so there is my card right now. So I need to make note of that I have a, let's see, it's a Realtek Semiconductor 8168. And so it looks like the only way to make this work is I need to make an entire new install disk that actually includes this driver. And it looks like this guy has the tools to do it. So I'm going to stop recording this and actually try to record the process of trying to make a new ISO to use to install that will hopefully have this driver on it. Okay, as part of this, I need to install Power Cli. So I guess it's like an offshoot in, I don't know, we'll figure this out. So from here, there's this VMware Power Cli. So you can open this guy, which I already did. And it should take you here, which you click download, and then that takes you to this page, which I'm guessing are some commands to install this. So we will see what I can figure out. So here we need to run it in PowerShell, which I don't use about ever. But I can search for it, find it, right click on it, and run it as administrator. Say yes. And then we shall see. I think I just need to run these guys to install it. So I guess I could inspect it and install it. Let's see what we can do. Save module name vmware.powercli-path. I don't know what. I don't think that's literal. Yep. Here? Okay, new get provider is required. So I need another tool, so hit yes to install that. Whatever that is. Oh, there it goes. It's doing something. Now I'm not a PowerShell guy, so if you see me doing something wrong, it's because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to PowerShell. Okay, so I guess that did something. So let me see. Next thing, install module -name vmware.powercli. See what we get. And say, do you want to trust this repository? Yes, of course I do. Let it go. Okay, well I guess that installed something. Let me go see if I can figure out what it did. Okay, I think I have figured it out how to make the ISO. So now that I have the VMware Power CLI installed as part of PowerShell, I should be able to run through these commands and figure things out. Now, a really good video, if you go on this page and scroll down a little bit, there's this video to watch. It's a great video. The guy really covers all the ins and outs of what you need. But basically, because I'm a little simple and I know what I need, if you go here and you click on, there's a couple things you need. So I'll just go through the procedure. So let me go open up PowerShell again, because I closed it, and I'll run it as administrator. And then what I'm going to do is on my desktop, I'm going to make a new folder. I'll call it ESXi fix. And I will go, you let me do that? I guess you don't do that. I'll do the old fashioned way. Desktop, ESXi. Okay, so I'm in that folder. So the first thing I need to do is download the tool they have. So they have this, someone made a, well, I have to see how, I need to download, there you go. Download the latest. So this EXI Customizer PS. So I can click on that and download it. Let me download this guy. There we go. I've already downloaded it before, but so I'll discard it. But anyway, so I've got that, and I have it in my downloads. Or not. Let me go download it again. Yep, keep it. Okay, so now I have it there. There we go. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in this folder, just for convenience sake. So now I can run that script from that folder, and I'm in that script. Now the thing I need to do, and you can watch this video if he's got a lot more details on what you can and can't do to, where's the video? Oh, let me go back. There we go. He included this video. So this video is a great one to go through. But basically, through this command line, you can run the Power VMware, they call it VMware Power CLI, and then we can run. You can run that, and then use this script which utilizes that. But that script also talks to. I don't think that's in here. It can grab information. So it's going to do a couple things. It's going to, you can tell what version you want to download, and you can also tell it what to include and add on to the new ISO it's going to make. And so in my case, since I just need the drivers for my Ethernet, I found this, and here's the page where it's going to be downloading things from, and this is actually the name of the thing that I want to download, Net55 R8168, and it includes the one I want, and so that should be good for me, but yours may be a little different. So here is the command that I need to run. Now, in truth, you should be able, I'm not a PowerShell guy, so I'm going to mess this up. And you can run help, I think. But in this case, it's not going to run because there's some certain permission issues that I need to fix. But I don't really want to tweak them too much because I don't use PowerShell. So I found this quick command, PowerShell execution policy bypass dash file. And then I can run that script. And there we go. So there's the help information for that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that script, but now I'm going to do -v65, which would be version 6.5, and it actually will grab the latest, I believe, is what it will do, unless you do some more specification. So I was doing 650A. This actually should be a little bit further on. It'll get whatever the latest stable is, I believe. So it'll actually be a much newer one, which is fine by me. And then VFT load, and then put the name of that. So net55R8168. And that should be all I need to do, because it'll download 6.5, it'll add this to this, and make a new ISO in the same folder I'm in right now. So I'm just going to run it, and hopefully it'll work. Connecting to the VMware ESXi Online Depot. And there we go. So you can see right here, I see that ESXi 6501 2007 100401 standard. And I pulled up a history over here, and we can see this 2007 100401. So I'm guessing that's the one it's pulling down, the ESXi 6.5 Express Patch 4. Which is fine by me. I want the latest anyway, and that's fine. Okay, all done. So it should be done now. So let's see what I have. So there we have an ISO. Okay. So now I need to just go get a CD and burn it, which I don't have a blank CD in front of me. Okay, so I'm just going to right click on this and say burn disk image and verify disk after burning and burn it. Okay, successfully burned a disk. Okay, so now I have my disk, so now I go see if this worked. Hopefully it added the drivers I need, and it'll just hopefully just work. Okay, so here we are booting from the CD, and let's do ESXi 6.5. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it'll work, because hopefully I have the right drivers now on the install disk. Okay, looks like we got past that. All right, so let me maybe, let's see. Enter F11 to accept. Scanning devices. Storage device. And it's not seeing my hard drive. Okay, let me go reset this up and doesn't see my hard drive. Fun. Let me go figure that one out. Okay, so I found out my issue. I had to go back into my BIOS, and just in my case, integrated peripherals, my SATA AHCI mode was disabled, so it couldn't see it because it was using these modern things. More modern than this computer being so old as it is. So I had to go enable that. So now it's enabled. And I actually went through it. It will work, so I just want to show that's what I did. And now we will hit F10 to save it and let it go. Okay, there we go. So start her up. Okay, here we go again. Let's make sure this works this time. So enter F11, scanning. Yay, there's my hard drive. Okay, so we'll hit enter to continue. And hope that this works. Okay, confirm, say okay. And US for me. And then put in a password. Okay, continue. Found during, it's a warning, CPU support. Okay, and this host may not be supported in future ESXi release. Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. This, as long as it's supported now. You know, install. F11. Yeah, finally it's doing something. I hope that's it. I hope that's it. All right, I guess we are good. So hit enter to reboot and I'll pop the CD out. Okay, finally it's up. So cool. The only thing I have left to do at this stage, even though there's more things I want to do, but right here, I want to not mess this up. Customize. Hit F2 to customize. The only thing I want to do is give it a static IP. Let me log in. There we go. Okay, so in my case, I just want to give a different static IP address because it's just a homebrew thing. I want to just give it a static one. So let's see, it's configure management network. Click on that and IPv4 configuration, and then set static. Let me do that. Spacebar, set static, and then come down here and give it an address. Okay, there we go, and hit OK. And hit escape to get out of here and go back to the back window. Apply changes, yes. Hit enter, OK. And hit escape again to go back to the main window. Oh, he didn't like that, huh? Do I have to reboot you? Maybe I do it right. Try it again. Nope, it did not take. Okay, so just use that IP address to open up a web browser, and it should immediately direct you to the secure version of it if you haven't done it already. And I'm on Chrome, so I have to actually accept this because it's using probably a self-signed certificate. I'll just do that and click proceed, and I should see the UI, and I should have a login. I should be able to log in to this, which basically is going to replace vSphere. I do not want to join that, so hit OK. And so the next thing I need to do, if you look here right now, you'll see this license will expire in 60 days. Dun dun dun. And so I need to find my license. Let's see, where'd you go? Okay, so I got my license, and what I have to do I need to register it. So I go over here to Navigator. Click on that guy. Oh. Well, I guess it already opened. Click on Navigator and then go to Manage. And from here, I should see Licensing. And then click on Licensing and then assign a license to it. And from there, just cut and paste your license that you should have gotten when you downloaded it. And then check the license. So it's good. Assign the license. And now you'll see the license should show up there and the expiration date should say never. And so now you should be good to go to start virtual machines up. So yay, I've got it installed finally. Okay. So to review just the simple things I had to do, this is an older machine. And in my case, I had to do a couple of things. On my personal BIOS, I had the bootloader wrong. I needed to do the CD-ROM first, otherwise it wasn't working for some strange reason. And also, for some reason, I hadn't enabled SATA ESXi. I have to look up whatever that was. I hadn't enabled the normal, what would be normal nowadays, SATA features on there. Once I enabled that, I was fine. But then beyond that, my install disk, the 6.5 did not have the drivers for my older Ethernet. And so I actually had to go use that tool to create a new ISO that had those drivers. And with that, got the whole thing done. So, and now let me see, I should be able to go. So that was my oddities, and looks like beyond the rest of that, it worked. And let me see if I have my, can I find my version? Let me go find what version I'm running. Hardware, it should have my hardware. There you go, cool. Packages. Packages? Nope. What about host? Okay, there you go. 6.5, there you go. Version 650, update 1. And so if I go look at my history, let me go pull that up again, because now I'm curious. Okay, so 6.1 build 6.7. Okay, I guess a little bit beyond update 1. So if I look here on the build history, I can see that update 1 is 2007/7/27, and it's build 596. This is build 6.7/6.5. So okay, so it's this one. It is Express Patch 4, even though it doesn't say that. Cool. So that's the version I have. And so far, it looks like it's working, so let me go get some VMs installed in there and start using it. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. To subscribe, just click the subscribe button. Also, you can follow me on Twitter under the handle @whiteboardcoder.com. View any code I may have thrown up as a gist at GitHub under the username PatmanDenver, or check out my blog site at whiteboardcoder.com.